I want to touch a bit on the idea of staying positive. So, when I was going through the whole process of being diagnosed with breast cancer, I remember on August 21st, when I first went for that mammogram, I remember people, or two types of people, telling me two things. So, there was one person in particular who told me, just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't know. Just don't worry about it. The other person told me that, they have had cysts in their breasts and as a result, they go and get them checked out every 6 months and they keep checking and it's never anything. So it's probably nothing with me. And I want to talk about how this is not, or these approaches are not the best approaches to take if you are either going through a journey of being diagnosed for cancer or, possibly diagnosed. I hope you will not be. Or also if you are a person supporting someone. So let's go into the first one. The first one being just out of sight. Don't worry about it. Take it out of your head. It's nothing. The issue with that is that it dismisses all the fear, all the sadness, all that uncertainty that comes with when you're faced with a cancer diagnosis or potential cancer diagnosis. And by dismissing that, so I did that. I followed that advice because in the spirit of staying positive, let's do that. And I remember, so for 3 weeks, I did that. And because I had to wait 3 weeks until I got my tomography and ultrasound. And so during those 3 weeks, I was suppressing, but the feelings kept trying to come up. And what I noticed is that I physically became exhausted. I had very low energy. I was constantly, struggling sleep. And I realized that much of my energy was going into suppressing those feelings of fear, of sadness, of uncertainty, or related to uncertainty. And so after I had my tomography and ultrasound, and during the ultrasound, I learned that I will have to get a biopsy. And also I got results saying that there's a high chance that I have cancer. I decided to change the way that I was approaching this whole thing. And instead of suppressing all my feelings, I accepted them. I validated them. Now, what you need to know is I'm a type of person that has done a lot of meditation, a lot of mindfulness work, and that has helped me have a safety net for myself. So when I feel sadness, I can validate the sadness, and the sadness will pass. And I know this because I'm able to let it pass. And I do believe that feelings do come and go. However, I do need to caveat this, that if invalidating your feelings of sadness, of anger, or whatever you may have, you are finding yourself being not overwhelmed, but also going down a dark path, a dark tunnel, spiral, whatever you want to call it. And you feel that it's just really you're not getting out of it. Usually for me, it passes after, I don't know, a minute or two, or maybe 3, but it passes very quickly. 3 minutes is even long, but anyway, it passes quickly. But if you find that your sadness is staying with you for a longer period of time, your anger is staying with you for a longer period of time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It is your body trying to deal with everything, your mind trying to figure all of this out, your psyche working it out. However, that is a good indication that it would be important for you to talk to someone, talk to a professional. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with talking to a professional. I mean, you're going through one of the most stressful things that people can go through. So there's nothing wrong with that. And that professional will help you work through all of those emotions. They will validate these emotions and they will work with you. And they will also help you develop a safety net for yourself. And so as you work through them, as you go into those feelings, you'll be able to let them pass better. And also, I mean, there are people that have various chemical imbalances, which is no fault of their own. And again, there is no shame in medication or anything like that. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, going into that other type of person who, instead of offering support, offered more stories about how they had something similar and it's not cancer and they have to go back all the time. when that person told me that, I mean, I felt so almost as if my whole, sorry, I'm trying to find my words, but I felt as if I didn't exist, as if my whole experience was just nothing. Just, I felt completely dismissed. And it was not helpful in the least. It did not give me hope. Instead, I felt like I just had been muted completely. So if you are someone who is supporting your loved one through this journey, the worst thing you can say is give them some story about your own experience with something similar and how it turned out to be nothing. They are going through something that is very stressful, that can be life altering. It may be nothing, but at the same time, their feelings are real and they are something. So that is very, very important to keep in mind. So if you remember anything from this, and if I can help you in any way, again, I'm not a professional, but if there are any key points that you can take from this, I would say there are 3. One is listen to yourself, validate yourself, validate your feelings, your emotions. If you feel that they are not passing in, relatively short period of time, and you feel that you're going deeper and deeper into this sadness, into this fear, which is so natural, please consider seeking out support in any, therapy in any way with professionals, because oftentimes that sadness is linked to something much deeper as well. And you need that safety net to pull you out. You may even need a little bit of, some medication just to help you manage all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then the other thing is that if you are supporting someone who is going through this, the worst you can say is talk about some random experience that may or may not be linked to that person, and that thereby brushing off their experience. That is not support. That is not helpful. So so be kind to yourself. And if you are someone who has a loved one who's going through this, be kind to them, because you need to be that shoulder. You need to offer them that ear. And it's okay if they cry, but it's also okay if they joke. And I will get into that in another video. Thank you.